Some people don't lose what they have to bad luck. They lose it chasing what was never real. Long ago, in a city divided by a narrow river, there lived a man named Lucian. Lucian worked with his hands. Each day he carved stone for the builders. Each evening he was paid the same way, one small silver bar. It was not much, but it was solid, heavy, real. Lucian carried it home the same way every night, wrapped in cloth close to his chest. To reach his home, he crossed a stone bridge. The river below was calm and dark. One evening, as he stopped halfway, he looked down, and there it was, another bar of silver, larger, brighter, resting perfectly in the water. Lucian frowned. He leaned closer. The silver in the river looked better than the one he carried. He lifted the cloth in his hands, compared the weight he held to the shining shape below, and thought the most dangerous kind of thought. If I already have this, why not take that as well? The river was shallow near the edge. The silver looked close, easy, possible. So Lucian stepped down onto the wet stones. He bent lower, reached. The water broke, the image shattered, and the silver in his hands slipped. Once, then vanished beneath the current. Lucian froze. The second bar had never existed. The first one was gone. The river moved on as if nothing had happened. That is how illusion often works. It does not need to be true. It only needs to look better than what is already in your hands. Lucian had not been robbed. He had not been cursed. He had been tempted by a reflection. And reflections are dangerous because they borrow the shape of something real. They look like more. They look like upgrade. They look like opportunity. But if you reach for them carelessly, they can cost you the thing you already had. That is the hidden price of comparison. The silver he carried was enough for that night. The silver in the water was only enough to make the real one feel smaller. That is how many people lose peace. Not because life gave them too little, but because illusion made the real look insufficient. By the time Lucian returned home, his hands were empty. His table was bare. And for the first time, he understood the cruelty of what had happened. He had not lost everything by chasing something valuable. He had lost something valuable by chasing something empty. Some losses come from risk, but others come from mistaking reflection for reality. The silver he had was real. The silver he wanted was not. And comparison is often just desire looking into moving water. Not every shining thing is an opportunity. Not every more is real. And not every loss comes from what the world takes from you. Some come from what illusion persuades you to surrender. Lucian crossed the bridge with wealth in his hands. He left it reaching for a reflection. That is why some people do not become poor because life was unfair. They become poor because what they had stopped looking like enough. The silver in the water was never his, but the silver in his hands had been. And some of the most expensive mistakes begin the moment you stop valuing what is real because something unreal looks brighter. Not every loss comes from risk. Some come from mistaking reflection for reality.